So I am an associate order here, so it's a privilege to have this brief conversation, particularly from a constituency where we have a school like Presec thriving. But to say quickly on the theme, this year I've had to deal with a couple of things. One of them was a 13-year-old girl who was defiled by 20 men. Yeah. So I had to take her to my home and currently providing her with a shelter somewhere, which is a bit confidential, and to ensure that the men were arrested and jailed. Just yesterday, we had the news of a 49-year-old man who was jailed for defiling another 13-year-old girl. He was jailed for 10 years. I recall that in my practice as a human rights and a public interest lawyer, the countless times that I had to deal with a case of a victim, a minor most of the times, who has been defiled. The most heartbreaking one was just this week, actually, on a Monday, when I was working to ensure that I get one young girl to Accra High School. It was so difficult, yes, and eventually I got admission for her. And just before she began, we realized that she was pregnant. Yeah, she was 2 months pregnant. And so the topic, I'm just trying to say this, I have a written speech, but I'm talking to you about the realities, the stark realities that we are seized with now. And so, the sexual and reproductive health of the adolescent child is so critical. The topic is so critical for our generation. I began writing a book this year, and the title of that book is Misguided Generation. Yeah. I strongly believe that this generation of ours is a bit misguided in so many ways. Particularly when I sit in my office as an MP and then a father shows up and says that, Honorable, me pejuma ma me ba, me say uba nankasa owehi, or fi area TikTok. It's a completely misguided generation. And if we are going to change the narrative, then a program like this, the National Public Speaking Competition, that centers very critical national issues that we can have a conversation about, that we can reflect on, is so critical for our society. And that is why it gives me so much joy and pride that I can join in this launch, particularly the 2025 launch. This event represents one of the finest platforms where intellect, confidence, creativity of the Ghanaian youth can be showcased. And we are not only showcasing this intellect and creativity, but we are showing this intellect on critical national issues that borders on the future of this nation. No one is going to change Ghana for us. No one will redefine the future for us. The future lies in our hands. We who are sitting right here, we can change the narrative. And this platform is one of these platforms that we can begin to change that narrative. And I am especially delighted as a member of parliament for Madina at this time and age, when Presec, the great Odadie, are the champions. Oh, please, let's give it up to Presec. I am especially delighted because 2024 champions, which is the Ghana's best orators, the brilliant young men of Presec, do not only hail from my constituency, but they are the pride of Madina Consistency. I mean, to the young champions, I can only say Aiko and wish you the very best. And Madina is so proud of you. We are proud of PSEC. And by extension, I believe that the nation Ghana, His Excellency the President, is so proud of you. The Foreign Affairs Minister, Okujeto, is proud of you. He's proud of PSEC. Your eloquence, the depth of thought, your discipline. I mean, the power of reflection that you have demonstrated. We are all proud of that. You have set a standard for excellence and demonstrated that when preparation meets opportunity, greatness follows. And you guys are so great. And I am so proud of you guys. Sexual and reproductive rights of adolescent child is so critical, a conversation that we need to have. And I am praying that this parliament, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, will not only be a patron of a project like you have started, but right in this parliament and under the support of the chairman of our education committee, we can make this a topical issue in parliament. Raise parliamentary questions on them. We fast statements on them. We discuss them and make sure that the Parliament of Ghana can set some standard. I just came back from London. One of the things I learned from London was that as a country, they even have what they call the Victims Code. It's a whole set of laws that governs how a victim of crime, particularly victims of sexual crimes, should be dealt with. When they report to the police, how police should deal with them, how prosecutors should deal with them, how judges should deal with them, their right to information, their right to feedback on their cases. In Ghana now, in the 8th Parliament, I brought a bill to make payment for medical forms for sexual offenses criminal, so that medical doctors will not demand for money from victims of sexual offenses before they sign medical forms. As we speak now, we couldn't pass that bill, but that is the practice. If a child is defiled, if someone is raped today, you go to the hospital, treatment, they will say is free. For the doctor to issue a medical form for you to go for prosecution, you pay between 300 Ghana cedis and 1,500 Ghana cedis before you are issued with a medical form for prosecution. How can we live in a nation like this? This can't continue. I believe that this is the time for us to come together and use platforms like this to change our narratives, because Ghana deserves better. Thank you very much. God bless you.